We're gonna have to ask Barry to show us his crayon drawings that he said he does so well. Crayon drawings. Barry says he could draw better in his crayons than my photographs. Let's see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's an idea. If you want to send Barry something in his jail cell, send him some paper and some crayons. There you go. That'll give him something to do. Then he could present that on his show. The one that he's, not doing anymore, that he's hiding, but he sneaks in all these little comments on everybody's show. You know that guy? Oh my God. Now I would say your two really unusually different eyes are both green. I think your other eye turned green too. That's what I think happened. You got two green eyes now. Yeah, I like to see your crayon drawing. Hey, I'm into the arts. I would love to see your crayon drawings. That's an idea. Look, you're not off YouTube. Just get on. Yeah, Anthony, crayon drawings, an underappreciated field of endeavor. Yeah, I think it's unappreciated. I'm all for the arts. I don't care. Crayon drawings, charcoal, oil, whatever it might be. Absolutely, pencil drawings. I mean, stick drawings. It's all art. Don't hide your talents there, Barry. Don't hide your talents. Come on now, man. Put them out there for all of us to see. Because I'm curious. Hey, he made a statement. I could do better crayon drawings than his photographic work. We want to see it. Oh, did you see all the comments that are coming in on that show because I showed photographs and proof of this and proof of that and proof of this? Oh, the comments coming in. They don't know what to say anymore, man. So you got to think of something that comes out of their hat. Hell, you think it's easy staying in between the lines? Yeah, that. Actually, that's a quote from Edith Beale, actually. It's hard to, a line she said, it's hard to, distinguish or draw the line between the past and the present. No, it's not easy staying in between the lines. No, it's not. I don't think he'd be able to even do that at age 50 plus. Anyway, I put some videos out, some shorts. They were of Edith Beale and Grey Gardens. And that kind of gives you an idea of somebody who don't understand who the fuck she is and the history and all that. And that's all that was intended for, is that she kind of became a cult figure and all that stuff. It comes down to that. A very interesting family history and family relatives and so forth. So, yeah, she was significant for her time growing up, and then as an adult, of course, well, the eccentricity kind of continued and made her famous. And as such, they did a documentary on her and her mom of the same name, Edith, and the house they lived in, and the squalor that followed because they ran out of money. Da 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 da. Jackie Kennedy's reluctance to help her, only until the health department stepped in, said they're going to be thrown out, thrown out. If they didn't get it fixed up, and that's when Jackie came in. So you got to understand the family history with that. Why they're so interesting, actually. Why they even bother to do a documentary or HBO, doing a follow up on that. So, yeah, it really was an interesting family. All the interesting ones: Da Vinci, Rembrandt. Yeah, I'm sure they all started with crayons. Yeah, my she's a pretty good artist. Kind of runs in the family, really. Yeah, so she didn't continue doing that. She could look at a movie poster, Aladdin or whatever it was at the time, and she could just from looking at it, she could recreate those posters just like that. And she should have continued doing, like, for mothers with children, for bedrooms. She could draw these murals, cartoon type murals, whatever, on the wall, and she was pretty good. But she continued a different direction. Now they're making fun. Oh, that's my career. No, I didn't have a career in photography. I went to school and all that, but it wound up more as a hobby. as life went on and I had to pay the bills and all that stuff, Yeah. But call it a hobby. A more of a personal interest is what it was. Um, I think if I stayed in New York, I think things would be a lot different, but that's past. It's history. It's gone. Would have, could have, should have. I'm sure I would have continued in that direction. But I decided when I'm uncomfortable somewhere, I need greener pastures and I want to try out somewhere else. That's exactly what I do, and I've done ever since successfully. Yeah. Oh, Barry's he's getting mad, man. He's just getting really mad. So he proved he lied again by saying to get his phone taken away and he's going to Bikiton. No, no Bikiton, and still got his phone. Except what he's doing, he's kind of hiding, is what he's doing. They said, look, MFO, what you're going to have to do, use a phone. If you have to call your lawyer, if you have to order food, that's it. So what he does, he kind of sneaks in there and he'll make these lame comments all the time. That's what he does. Impressive, Barry. Very impressive. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll all be over someday, Barry. It will. It will. It will. You'll get situated somewhere else. But I'm afraid you're probably not going to be able to have your phone where you're going. Hate to tell you that. That means not seeing what everybody's saying on YouTube about you or about me or about anybody else. You'll have to make a new adjustment, I'm afraid to tell you. It's going to be quite an adjustment. You're lucky as hell, whatever deal you got going over there with people, but you're lucky as hell that you didn't get your phone confiscated. Or maybe they actually are holding on to your phone. They're giving it to you. Okay, go do what you got to do. Call your lawyer or order your food. But, you just take a little extra time. Okay, what was on YouTube? What can I respond to? I got to do that. I don't got this phone for a long period of time. Dude, you're lucky that you have use of that phone at all. I mean, at all. That's all going to change. But, after your conviction and serving time and everything else, and then you get sent on your way to America, and after you serve time in jail there for all your felonies of non-child payment support and bench warrants and all that stuff, then you have full-time use of your phone. Do whatever you want. Do hate shows about me. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out on that one. Now, here's the thing. Here's funny, too, about Don C. He seems to be a favorite character of mine. Do you notice that everything I put out, a short period later, he's on there with comments, as well as Tuttle the Turtle and you name it, and Mr. Chubba Wubba. I believe that's Peckerwood. So the question is, when they question me, what I'm doing with my time, I get asked that same question back. What are they doing with their time and their life? Fair question, right? Because the minute I put something on, bam, there goes the comments. It's like they're waiting for me, stalking me. Boy, they're really obsessed with me. So, good question. If you got that kind of time on your hands and respond immediately with making comments on a copy show or something, boom, bang, there you are, folks. There you are. What does that say about you? And then Tuttle, little Bubba, Chubba, Wubba. Yeah, what did you do? Oh, yes, you got some merit awards. Yeah, I did. I did. No, they don't throw that out to anybody. There are thousands of people that would enter these contests throughout international. International. Not everybody got a merit award or anything. No. But at least I got something to produce and say, hey, yeah, I was involved in this direction in my life. It happened, did happen. made accomplishments. They can't handle it. I mean, there's sweat coming down their foreheads. Yeah, all the great ones. Yeah. Well, funny enough, Vince High Brawler, who was a troll, he only had one simple thing I think to say on that. He wasn't necessarily downing my photography work. He said something, but it wasn't. It was not necessarily downing my photography work. I think he just said something like, "Well, you're broke and he's got money. He's got money and I'm broke. Not much, not much." I think he was impressed. They're not going to admit it. Hey, this is YouTube. These are nemesis. These are people that are against me. They're not going to say, "Oh, hey, man, that's not too bad. That's pretty good work. Should have continued or whatever." They won't say that. He must be stuffed from eating all that crow. Yeah, I would think so, Ventai and Brawler. So much plates of crow was thrown out. I mean, I told you, they're becoming extinct. They're not going to show appreciation for somebody on here of what they can't do themselves. And like I said, I still say it. You could be creative with modern digital photography. You absolutely could. And people are creative with modern, digital photography, but it's not the same thing. You know, you got this electronic aid. You have programs. You have things that are available in a camera that people used to have to do by hand or by filtration or whatever it might be. There's a lot involved. Anybody could be a photographer, except there's one thing that differentiates, no matter whether you're using old 35 millimeter equipment or you're using, a digital camera. The thing that is very stand out is framing. I don't mean a frame on a wall. Composition is what I'm talking about. People, they just take pictures and they don't, for example, say your picture is of a human subject. There was something interesting about that human subject, and you weren't concerned with the background because there was obviously things that would be distracting in the background. Well, you would use a less depth of field so that you would not allow the background to be sharp and actually be very distracting. So what you do is use a longer focal length lens, okay, that kind of compresses the image. And what it does, and with cooperation with your aperture, will actually reduce the sharpness of anything in the background, will blunt it, where the attention and detail is on your subject. And you can be very selective with that. Everybody picks up the camera, they just take a picture of somebody or something, and everything else in the photograph is there's so much distraction. That's the difference between a good photographer and a bad. There you go. Got a woman that was oh God, she was, she wasn't my woman. Oh God, she was ugly as sin. She was a bitch. She was a Karen. In Seattle, my friend Tim, who was a neighbor of mine, he had this girlfriend. The guy, God, he wound up marrying her. That didn't last long. They come over for dinner there, and they were fighting in my place. I said, what the fuck? She would say some stupid things like, oh, photographer. Anybody could pick up a camera. I said, okay. Okay, I gave her a challenge. Of course, she didn't meet the challenge. Let's photograph a rock. I said, let's go outside and let's find a rock. A rock. Some inanimate object in the field, okay? But it was a rock. You take your camera, photograph that rock, and I'll take my camera and I'll photograph that rock, and then tell me whose picture was more creative. Now, of course, she didn't want to partake in that little challenge. Oh, she was a Karen, man. Debbie was her name, as I remember Debbie. Oh my God. Well, this guy Tim, actually, he was pretty desperate to get together with her, but what he put up with, holy shit. Okay. What do you put up with? No man should have to put up with that. So it's really easy for somebody to say, "Oh man, I could do better than that. I could draw with crayons better than that." Well, Barry, that'll be your new challenge. Go get one of your many, many donators to, or your very sacred girlfriend, and have her buy you a box of Crayola somewhere, and let her, she'll buy you because you can't afford it. You're not getting your Social Security. Let her buy you the paperwork for it, okay? And let's see some of your artistic Crayola crayon drawings. Why don't you do that? Now, I already admit I can't draw to save my life. But maybe you have some hidden talent. I mean, you said it yourself, okay, that you could draw better in crayons than I could take pictures. So let's see it.
Your slipper, who you put
My
there?
slippers, yeah. I think we all would like to see that. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I think that we would all love to see your artwork. I mean, look, you've been spending a lot of time in that cell. I mean, I suggest that you get a hobby. Not me as your hobby, but I suggest you get a hobby. And I think you should take those crayons and start drawing and get creative and get your mind off that horrible environment. That's what I think. It's just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. It's all it's meant to be. Don't fall apart on me. Maybe Don should join him. Don needs to be paying more attention to his wife than to me. This is embarrassing. Just embarrassing. You know what happened to all that shit? It's laying in the photographs, the frames. It's laying in a little recreation room, whatever you want to call it, exercise room. And neither one of us want to attempt to go up. We started trying it, but it was a little warm in there. There's no air conditioning there, though. And it's just laying there. And it's going to be like one of those things where, okay, little by little, let's organize this. And, you know, it's one, I'm kind of sorry I went into that. I really am. I found some more things too, but I'm not going to put it on. So the question is, oh, actually, what the words from the birds are that I didn't have a career. Well, I basically was starting a career, but when I moved my environment to a different place, my career direction changed, and I had to live like anybody else. Had to work. I actually worked. I worked. Had to pay the bill. Had to pay the rent. I wasn't on the streets begging, and I wasn't on a YouTube channel begging. I had to work to make money. That's what I had to do. So my direction just got kind of turned over in a whole different direction. There's a lot of people that have sheepskin, but they go into a different career. I have no gripes about being predominantly blue collar. We build the world. Blue collar people run the world. I'd never be in an office. I'd never survive in an office. That's not me. I couldn't be an office worker. Uh-uh. I have no problem with into being a laborer of some sort, a maintenance worker. I have no problem. I mean, Popeye could do it. He worked for the parks. Right, Popeye? I work for the city. You work for the county. We got something in common here. Not much. Don't worry, Popeye. I got your pictures here. I'm sorry. I've just been much too lazy lately to get the pictures and put them on. So don't worry. I will. I have them. Just like I have everything else I showed. And more. And more. A lot more. Okay, what time is it here now? Okay, I'm going to try to prepare something for an early lunch here. But Barry, keep up the good work, man. You're doing well. I'm proud of you. You can't help but, putting comments that all my shit is bullshit, that you could do better in crayons than I could take pictures. Well, I'd like to see it. Put your money where your mouth is. Oh, that's right. You have no money. They took your SSD away. Is that right, Barry? Isn't that right? Oh my God. Seriously. Barry, I think, yeah, maybe you have been in there too long, but that's none of my doing anymore. No, you're losing your monkey ass mind. No, not losing, you've lost your monkey ass mind. But I will suggest, yeah, crayons and your girl accommodates you for everything, right? Right? Get her to go buy. It doesn't have to be Crayola. The local brand crayon. Crayons are crayons. It don't have to be Crayola. Well, Crayola might offer you a broader spectrum of colors, but you can't get Crayola. Get some local brand, but you could at least keep busy in your cell and make these masterpiece Rembrandts and whatnot. Maybe even a Picasso style. Hmm. Use your imagination. You got time on your hands. I think you should just get into the arts. Yeah, that's it. Get into the arts.